Hello children, it is I, your friendly neighborhood rave, saying hello, how you been, how you doing? As you can currently tell, I'm in a new surrounding, a different location, because I'm currently on a summer tour, summer acoustic tour. Yes, you probably have heard by now. If not, now you know. Come by, say hello. Oh, that rhymes. Nice. While on tour, I wanted to try out a new acoustic guitar, but I also love the ease of travel that comes with a mini acoustic guitar, or a 3/4 acoustic guitar. Especially when touring, it just makes life a breeze. And last year's acoustic tour was all done on my GS Mini, and it was super easy going in and out on airplanes, traveling between cars, you name it. With that guitar, it was no hassle. And last year I was fortunate enough to get my hands on some acoustic guitars, some futuristic acoustic guitars, some carbon fiber acoustic guitars from a company named Enya. And those guitars were great because they had effects built into them, they were mini, they were portable, they were carbon fiber, fantastic stuff. Played some shows with them, loved it, and I thought, man, wouldn't it be great if Enya were to come up with a mini acoustic guitar that was carbon fiber, that combined basically the portability of the NEXG with the effects and the carbon fiber sturdiness of the X4. And wouldn't you know it, they did it! And by golly, that's what we're gonna be checking out today, folks. We are gonna be checking out Enya's X4 Pro Carbon Fiber Mini. No need to wait, because I just got it shipped to me right here. And let's do a quick unboxing. All right, swag. Bare hands.
3 hours later.
I'm stabbing the box with a paintbrush. I mean, like, it doesn't get more artsy than that.
Several days later.
Oh, goodies and accessories bag. Love it. We will open that later. Oh, mamma mia. First off, from the starters, we can see that the case is not really like a plastic carbon fiber case. Maybe it is, or maybe it's plastic, but it has like a leather kind of feel to it, which is really kind of sick. Definitely a 3/4 size body guitar. If I had my GS Mini, I would compare it, but again, I'm not in my studio. Oh, I see some manuals. Y'all know I love my manuals. So we have a user guide. All right, so we got the guitar here. Let's open it up, see what's in it, and enjoy. Opening up the case as we speak. Yes, sir. Okay. Comes packaged really nicely. Little tag action happening here. Protecting the strings. Very cool. Case with little pockets and more booklets, more reading material. Gosh, I love it. Allen key for the neck and a key for the case. I guess this is the USB charger cable. We'll keep that out for now. Let's look at the inside of the case. Kind of like a velvety lining. Not bad. Okay, let's put the case away and let's check out the guitar. So as I'm sure you guys are aware, Enya, the guitar company, has been making a lot of waves in the guitar community for their build construction and their quality, in addition to their really unique features, carbon fiber, onboard effects, you name it. So I had to give this particular guitar a try. Right off the bat, not even playing it, looking at it a little bit, you can see that it's very, very similar to the original X4, the X4 Pro, the full-size one, in terms of its carbon fiber top and carbon fiber composite body. One of the biggest differences right away is that it doesn't have a lower cutaway bow to access the upper frets. Not a deal breaker, it's totally fine. It'll probably add more resonance and volume to the guitar overall. Another thing that's really cool about it is it apparently has a tuner built into the effects. I remember when I took the original X4 to my guitar tech, he was setting it up to get it with the right action. It was a little too high for me. While he was setting it up, I was showing him the effects and he goes, "That's so cool, but it doesn't even have a tuner on it. You'd think with all the effects they'd at least put a tuner." Well, they put a tuner in this one, so that's cool too. I went to go get my Click Echo tuner, you guys remember that one, to tune this guitar, but I don't even need it. But as you can see in comparison to the original X4 Pro, this guitar is a 3/4 size body guitar, so it's smaller than your average acoustic and it's smaller than the X4 Pro. But let's pause on discussing the guitar and tune this bad boy up. All right, so first of all, let's see if it's tuned. No. Okay, tuner. If you press the mic button, it turns on the tuner. It's in D sharp, so they probably tuned it down half a step. Okay. Okay, I like this. Keep in mind, this is fresh out of the box, so it's going to take some time for it to get adjusted and acclimated to the climate and all that stuff, its own neck and its pressure and all that stuff. Okay, we're in tune, we're in business, let's keep it going, hell yeah! As you can see, even though it's a 3/4 size body guitar, it does pack a punch. It definitely has that carbon fiber top shelf that I guess carbon fiber guitars, particularly with a composite body, has carbon fiber acoustic guitars, as they aren't really made for acoustic per se playing. They're made for plugging into a PA or an amp and playing with the effects, with a reverb and stuff like that, because then you could tweak the high end with the onboard effects, which is what I've been doing when I've been playing my X4 Live. That's what they're for, that's what they're great with. Now, as I might have mentioned before, I've done some shows with the original X4 Pro, and that one was a head turner. Every time I would take it out, everybody would go, wow, what is that? You know, they'd come up to you and talk to you just about the guitar, and that's kind of cool. I never really had that with a guitar. I'm sure I'll get the same with this guitar when I'm taking it out on the road and playing these shows. I will say, one of the things right off the bat that I love about this guitar is the action is perfect. Action set up perfectly, can't really complain about anything there. It feels like it might have a little bit of an arch to it. That's something that you could probably fix on your own with the Allen key, but overall this is workable for sure. Let's test the dynamics of it just by itself acoustically, right? So here I'm just gonna be playing the chords. We're gonna see how it goes quiet to loud. Responsive acoustically on its own. I have nothing really to complain about so far. I will say I do think that the cutaway, or the lack thereof, contributes to the volume. And of course, their signature sound hole closer to the face makes it sound louder to me. So there's plenty of projection here. Volume's not going to be an issue, even if you're playing acoustically without the effects on, which is what I'm doing right now. Now the neck does seem to be a little bit heavier than the body itself. There is a bit of a neck dive going, but again, it's not that big of a deal, especially if you're playing sitting down. Shouldn't be that big of a problem, especially because I'm going to be playing mostly with a guitar strap and I'm going to be playing standing up. It doesn't seem that bad. It is fairly lightweight, I will say. If I recall correctly, it's definitely heavier than the GS Mini, but not by much. The neck does feel more or less the same like a GS Mini, but maybe a little bit smaller, but not significantly. We're still in the same neighborhood of similarity and feel. So there's not much of a change that you're going to be experiencing or feeling there. So the fretboard radius itself is 380 millimeters, which is pretty cool, and that means that it's going to be really comfortable for you to play. It's going to be really chill and smooth for chords and leads. Enya tuners, which you guys know I love, these are gold die cast. I don't know if you can see that right there, which kind of adds a nice, cool, futuristic touch to the guitar. Modern minimalist. I love it, I love it. There's the logo. It all is fairly sleek. Now, one of the features that I thought was really fascinating was the bridge. The guitar's bridge itself is made from Richlite or Richlite. Again, I don't know how to pronounce these things, I'm sorry. Richlite or Richlite was a wood used by Gibson, believe it or not, on their guitar fretboards when they couldn't use ebony. They had a whole ebony thing back in the 2010s where they were basically getting illegal ebony or ebony that they weren't allowed to touch. Long story short, when the Gibson guitar company couldn't use ebony, actual ebony, they switched over to Richlite or Richlite. So that's what we're seeing here in the bridge. But it's cool because I think adding this kind of bridge, this wood to the bridge, adds to the sustain, right? Let's hear it. No buzzing, like really good setup. I dig it. Usually with like some guitars you'd hear like, you know, the strings flopping on the fretboard or on the frets themselves. Nothing here. Also, the guitar comes with elixirs. Hell freaking yes, who doesn't love elixirs? I love elixirs. I know some people are against the whole coated strings thing. I think when you have a modern futuristic guitar like this with the onboard effects, which we will look at soon, coated strings is a no-brainer. I think they sound great. I use them on all my acoustics. Funny enough, Taylor's GS Minis come with 13s. They come with acoustic strings that are elixirs, 13s though, 13 gauge. These are 12s. Before I went out on tour last year, I replaced the 13s on my GS Mini with 12s and they felt way better. Sounded just as good. It's way more easier to play acoustic guitar with 12s than 13s unless you have superhuman grip strength, which I do not have. One day, we'll see. But again, Elixir Strings, long-lasting durability. Won't have to worry about switching guitar strings a lot, which is always a plus. And then of course we just look at that top. Look at that gloss finish on the top with the matte on the back. Nicely designed. I think all of the pieces and the design aspects of this guitar come together really well to form an awesome looking and feeling guitar. The neck carve, I would say, is very similar to the X4 Pro, the regular one, but it is obviously smaller, more compact, but yeah, I dig it. It's not that different. The neck carve is the same. Kind of like a wide C with less shoulder. Just out of curiosity, I looked up what the weight was and it's under 5 pounds, so that's great for travel. I am fairly confident that this will fit in a dual engine plane in the overhead bins fairly easily. I will report on that later on. So far, acoustic fit and finish, love it. Let's try out the effects. We basically have reverb, same reverbs, which is room and hall, and the chorus and delay. So it's the same effects. There's a volume knob, but there's no tone knob like there was on the X4, which is interesting because the tone knob on the X4 allowed you to decrease the sub or increase both the sub and the highs. Again, depending on the PA situation of wherever you're playing. That versatility in a live situation is super helpful and makes or breaks your acoustic sound. A little weird that it's not here. I will let you know if that's a deal breaker or not. It's likely not, again, because the value of this is just too great. But let's turn up the volume all the way. Room reverb. There we go. That's totally not what the room reverb is for, but I don't know, I felt like playing that. Let's try the hall, max that out. Oh wow, that's interesting. Wow, wait, hold on a second. Oh, wait. Tell me if you guys could hear this. So what you hear there, or what I hear there rather, is the top is a vibrating top, which is what you want in an acoustic guitar. When you play an acoustic guitar and the top vibrates, it's basically the main tone producer, if you will. And when you put your hand on it, or any kind of really material on it, whether it's your coat, jacket, your skin, what you're doing is you're muffling kind of, not muffling, but kind of muting. It's kind of like the softening pedal on a piano. It kind of like mutes and dulls out the highs a little bit, and it does that here. That means that it's a working resonating top, very important, and it's a working resonating carbon fiber top, which is actually really interesting, which might even make it really interesting to record with. Again, more paint for your palette. It's great. One of the things I found out about these effects, particularly with the X4, which I'm going to do a updated review on, is these effects, while you can hear them playing live and acoustically by itself, they're more pronounced when you put them in through a PA for obvious reasons. You hear more of the tonal effects, especially with the mic controls and the tone control on the X4, especially with the volume controls. The 0 to 5 to 10 o'clock position on any reverb setting or any the effect settings are really articulated and heard clearly. So much so that I like to kind of have like different markers on the actual sort of, I guess, spinning wheel of the tone effects controls so that you know where the sound's gonna be. You know, if you want a quarter note delay, turn the dial here. If you want an eighth note delay, here. So on and so forth. So you hear the effects pronounced more when you plug it into a PA or an amp. But it's not bad acoustically on its own either. Let's mess around with the delay, folks. This is delay dry. That's interesting, hold on. But you could hear the hand making a difference even on the sustain of the delayed note. Fascinating. Hell yeah, let's add some reverb to that. One thing I will say right off the bat, obviously because it is a smaller guitar with a smaller neck, more compact neck, it is less comfortable for my big hands to play up here But again, I wasn't really playing up here when I had the GS Mini either. That's something that was afforded to me when I was playing the full-size X4 body. Also a great guitar. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Let's take a break from the guitar and check out the accessories. All right, so here is the little accessories pouch, which is freaking cool. Love it. Leather strap, always a plus. This is straps for the case. Ah yes, for the love of music. This must be, yes sir, a instrument cable with Velcro wrap to keep it neat and tidy. This looks like a good 6 feet. No, it's probably definitely more than 6 feet. Hell yeah, I'm tour ready. Between the case, the guitar, the onboard tuner, the onboard effects, the cable, the strap, I'm ready to tour. So what you're seeing right now is the beginning of my relationship with this acoustic guitar. Next time you see me, I'll probably be in my own studio. It'll be 3 months after unboxing this bad boy over here, and the tour will be over, and I will be able to give you my full assessment on just how great this guitar is, if it is. See you then.